Are you guys worried about what is happening in crop farming? And most importantly, the fact that nobody is talking about it. To me, is very mind baffling. I can't think around it. There's something serious happening. I don't know where you are in Africa, but in Ghana, in the crop industry mostly. Yes, it's affecting livestock farmers, but not as much as crop farmers. And I haven't really seen people talk about it. I know, for example, in Ghana, we are in election year, so our radio stations, our TV stations are focusing on, political manifestos and campaigns and so on. But at the end of the day, after all those campaigns and political talk, we all make sure that we eat 3 times a day, and therefore for us not to talk about what is happening in the livestock and crop industries, most especially in the crop industry, it's not right. And that's why I'm making this video today. As I said, I'm not a crop farmer, I'm a livestock farmer, but as you guys can see, I also grow my own livestock feed. So that is the sementia grass, and we feed our goats with it. So whatever affects crop farmers, in a way also affects us as livestock farmers, because I wish that my grass were greener than this. I wish that my grass was growing faster than what is growing at the moment. And why? What is the reason? The reason is because we are having a serious climatic change in the rain pattern this year. I have been at the north in the past 2 weeks for about 3 times. And it saddens me when I drive by the north, and especially in Tamale, and I see farmers that have plowed their land and waiting for the rainfall. And I see those that, went ahead, trusted God and the rain or the weather or the climate to have rain at a certain time, but did not appear. And they planted their crops like maize, granite, whatever it is, they've planted it. And if you look at the condition at which it is inside, my brother, you probably will weep for them. And because we all know that we are in the rainy season in Ghana, and by now in August we should be experiencing a lot of rainfall, but unfortunately it is not. We know that the people at the north, have only one major raining season, and that is this time. So now that is not coming, and a lot of families are dependent on this. What is their livelihood gonna be? So that's number one. Number two, what is the food security in Ghana gonna be next year? Because without the rainfall, we know that most of our farmers, maybe 90%, are dependent on natural rain. So with the lack of rain this year, as expected, then where is the future of livestock, especially in crop farming, and how is that going to impact our life? We all know the prices of food when these things happen. Just recently, the prices of, tomato, even pepper, was so high that everybody was complaining. And now that we are not even able to produce or plant them in this rainy season, I think should be a scary topic that everybody should play a role in and talk and push our government. A lot of manifestos is going around about MPP, NDC, whatever party telling us what they're going to do. But how many of them are talking about the current state of our farmers? Farmers that have plowed their land and waiting for rain. How many of them are thinking about irrigation? And then I'm not surprised when, Honorable Kennedy Japan talks about if you want to be poor, go into farming. And the reason he gave is valid, because the government that's pushing you to go into farming doesn't have the infrastructure to be able to support you in times like this. And therefore, farmers or youth or whoever has dedicated their life to farm, with the little investment they have, is now left hanging this year, because there is no irrigation structures, there are no dams built to be able to support them. Therefore, their maize, their groundnut, whatever they've planted this year, even if they're able to plant, but whatever they've planted is dying, and they have no hope of even planting it, because we are all hoping and praying every day for the gods to hear us and pour some rain on our lands. I don't know where you are in Africa or even in Ghana. What is the rain condition, the rain pattern at your area? please let us know. Maybe all the crop farmers need to move to a certain area to be able to get better rain so that they can plant their crops, because the people at the north are suffering, and I feel like much attention should be given to it. The government should be talking about how they are going to support them. The media should be showcasing and alerting us on what is happening, right, so that we can start thinking about innovative ways and learn from this year's experience, because we don't know what next year holds, and we don't know what the weather condition is going to be next year. We can't continue doing farming the same way we do, right, and expect different results. It's not going to work. Or even expect the youth to be able to go into it. It doesn't work that way. I'm a livestock farmer, like I said, and as I told you, I actually plant my own feed. Let me actually show you guys how it looks like. So that is my feed, and I'm in the eastern region, where popularly is known for a lot of rain fed. But as you can see, my grass is not dying. It still looks very green, as you can see. So this grass is drought resistant. That means that even if it doesn't rain, it will still stay fresh. But obviously, like everything, needs water to be able to grow very well, right? So it's not growing as fast as we want it to grow because of lack of rain, right? So what have we done? We've dug a well at our farm, and now we just installed this irrigation pipes to be able to start doing irrigation and water our own crops, so that our livestock will be able to have food to eat throughout the year, right? So as you guys can see, we do rotational grazing. So that is a pasture, that's a paddock, and that is another paddock. So as they eat here for 5 days, we move them to another paddock, then we continue to rotate them so that we have food all the time, right? But how many farmers can do this or are even practicing this? And my fear is the crop farmers, because what I saw in Tamale this week really woke me, and I get worried, especially when students ask me, Fred, should we go into farming? Can we make money from farming? And now I question a lot how I answer that question, because the supporting system that is needed is missing. But we've got to eat. The potential exists, the opportunity exists. But how are we going to harness those potential and that opportunity with such a limited resource or attention being given to support us? And that's my message. Wherever you are, you can do the bit that you can to at least create awareness, to push, right? So that at least the government can support crop farmers, and hopefully we can get some rain or some innovative ways to do crop farming. Let me know what you're going through. If you planted maize this year, whatever you've planted, how is the weather at your community and how are you doing? I'll see you next week with another video.